I woke up around 8:30, went to the gym, got ready for church, went to church, went grocery shopping, and then took a fat nap. And that was all while pretty hungover. Today, we are talking about having balance in your 20s because there is this weird phenomenon going on where a bunch of people are just encouraging not going out, not having fun, and this like clean girl aesthetic of don't go out. Like it is just like all this bogus stuff that at first I listened to. I will say last summer me and this summer me are like totally different people because so last summer I was training for half marathon, so there was valid reason. Like I was like I want to train for that. I wanted to lock in more on my workout regimen and like do more research on that. Um, and then like some other things, I guess. Like I just was like less social, and I wasn't necessarily complaining about it, but I was less social compared to this summer, where I guess even started in the spring. We would go out with like my family and like my sister's softball game. So like that's obviously a drinking event. Like when you're post grad and you're done with softball, you don't need to suit up anymore, girl. Like you can get a drink. And so there'd be a few times where I'd be like, out with the parents later at night, and then I'd feel like crap the next morning. I'll chug a coconut water, which highly suggest if you're drinking, drink coconut water in the morning. It saves lives. But I'd chug that and then just go to the gym because I was like, well, I told myself to go to the gym, so I'm going to go to the gym. Prime example of you can do these things and still have balance and still reach your goals because why would you let something so minor get in the way of reaching your goals? Like that to me is pretty minor. Like being hungover, minor. Like there's not that's not a unique thing. I think everybody has been hungover. Unless you're like very much anti-drinking, then yeah, probably not. But majority of the kids here, they're not. So, we'll get into kind of just some more points on balance in your 20s and why you shouldn't listen to people when they say don't have fun basically. So yeah, for starters, I played college softball, and are you going to act like I didn't show up to practice the night after, or like the night before I went out with friends, the next morning I'm there at practice. Like it's happened a handful of times. I wouldn't say it happened all the time. Like there was a few times where like if we didn't have games that week or something, we'd be like, well, we can go out. We have practice later on and it's just hitting. Maybe I'll indulge a little bit. And so there was, an aspect to that. And it wasn't peer pressure. It was just literally, do you want to go out? Like, and it'd be like, yeah, sure. Like, you don't have much to lose, especially when you are that age. You're in college. You have literally nothing to lose compared to what you have in adulthood. And even then, I'd say the same. Like, I'm 2 years into, like being an adult and not having school, and you really don't have anything to lose when you go out. Like, yes, I'd say as you age, it sucks more the next day, and like it really hits you in a way that like you would have never thought. But you do find ways to like figure it out and move on and be healthy, But point is that you shouldn't limit your like not happiness because I'm not saying drinking is always the only way to have fun. Like I've had fun sober multiple times. I did 75 hard and I still went to the bars. Like I was literally there still, just wasn't drinking, but also having the time of my life because it was social hour. It was like it was me hanging out with my friends and not limiting that and not making them feel like crap for drinking. Like that is the big thing too. All I'm saying, main thing, is that fun is no longer being had enough. And I don't know why. And there's been so many recent like articles and things like that about like our generation of people who like they're not drinking anymore, they're not going out anymore. And then the loneliness epidemic is rising. So there's just so many little leading things as to the negatives of not going and hanging out with people or taking more risks. So there's that. You can look it up. I'm sure there's plenty of articles on there. But there was a recent article about like romanticizing hangovers. And it really intrigued me. And that's why I wrote my blog, was because I was like, I don't necessarily ever romanticize my hangovers, but there is something precious of like, oh, there's other people my age making these mistakes. That's funny. Like, oh, you guys are also waking up at noon, or like, y- it's funny. So it's relatable because I'm tired of pretending that I don't have fun and making this facade. I think people probably think that of me because I post this stuff and I make a bunch of videos about like your health and all this other stuff. I'm addicted to velos. Like I have a nicotine pouch right now in my mouth. And like I'm not sharing that with the world necessarily, but it is like something that makes me probably more human is that like I still have these addictions. I drink probably twice a month, I would say. Like just because I don't really go out that I genuinely don't. So that's why I'm not too much on the glorifying going out because I'm like, well, how would I? I barely already indulge myself. But like I think I drank twice this whole entire month. Like one weekend and then another weekend this weekend. So that. I'm just saying you can have fun and still be locked in. Like my whole thing is I'm very disciplined. Like that is one thing that I am proud of and I pride myself on is my discipline, especially to the gym. And I've done it so many times where I've shown up hungover, but guess what? I'm still gonna get that lift in. Like I'm like, well, it's in my schedule, and I'm not gonna not do it because I'm not lazy. Like I just lock in when I need to, or you know, there's other things that I have to lock in for, I guess. But point is that I'm still going to be there and I'm still going to show up for myself and you don't need to have this beautiful perfect life from the outside because it's stressful to hold that. You have your whole entire life to be locked in. Like you especially if you're in your 20s, you're in your teens and you're trying to lock in like this, I respect it, but also at some point it is going to burn you out. Like and that's coming from somebody who has done this where I limited myself to literally nothing, like doing nothing and just prioritizing my like health and all this other stuff. I've lost 15 pounds this year, like between right now this last year and this wait, okay, last year 2025 July to now. And it's probably because I gave myself more rest, honestly. Like, and I know it is related to that. Like, it's just your cortisol is, so much lower when you're not stressing yourself out all the time, especially your body because you're not like training when you're sore and like continuously doing that to yourself. Because there is a time and a place. Like, if I have to travel at the end of the week, I'm going to get all my lifts in before then because I don't want to worry about it. But yeah, the point is that you can still live a life and still be locked in. Like I would say by far I'm pretty locked in. I still have all my stuff in order, all my ducks in a row per chance. And I write my blogs. I have like time slots for things because I'm like, well, I do still have things I need to do. And I love making content, so that's part of my schedule. I'm like, okay, well, when can I do this? Well, I'm doing it today because I woke up from my nap and I was like, well, shoot, I need to make dinner. So I make dinner. If I'm in the mood, I'll make my video, but I need to do that today or tomorrow. But I need to make another video for next week because I'm going to Chicago. So I'm like, I won't have time. I shouldn't have outed my location. Damn. But yeah, so like I think about how you can still schedule in fun. Like I was weird. I have a crazy hectic agenda, right? And there's something oh wait, let me pull up an actual like agenda page. So, for example, like some things this is not organized the same way as what it was, but basically I have my like fun times scheduled. I'm like, "Oh yeah, I get to work on my blog, I get to work on my scrapbook. I need to, like there's things like that." And so like I'm pro scheduling. I'm very hyper organized. Like I don't think many people look at my life and say she probably goes out every single weekend. That's not true, but I would probably if that was the case. Because I'm like, well, I have nothing to lose. But um, and I also don't have like a drinking problem, so like I'm not too worried about my health there, especially because I take care of my body every other day, literally every single day. But yeah, so don't let the fear of having to lock in prevent you from living a life that you love. That's all I'm saying here. With that, though, you need to learn how to set boundaries for yourself in order to live that way because I think people get carried away and then they say yes to too many things and then they're losing their life or they're giving their time to things that won't serve them in the future and too often because like I think a night out with friends is worth my time because I'm like, well, I only am this young forever. I don't have children. I don't have a husband. So guess what? I'm going to go hang out with my friends and just, chat at the bar or, go on walks or I don't know what recent endeavors, go shopping. Like I don't know, like taking more chances, doing more things with people, and saying yes more often has its pros, but coming from someone who just got over that, because I used to be a yes person all the time, that took away my life. And then I became a no person, that also took away my life because the quality of life decreased. I was constantly cooped in or, working out a ton. And now I do still work out a ton, but it's, a little died down, I guess, because I'm like just doing it as I please, I guess. I mean, I still have my workout schedule, but that's like I'm counting the outside of that, I guess. Anyways, we get into boundaries. The way that I put this in place is if there's something scheduled, I'm not going to let it be moved unless it's urgent or if there's a valid reason as to why it is being moved. So, for example, I'll get dinner with friends. I've had to move my schedule a lot and it still hasn't happened actually. But eventually it'll happen again. We had another one a few weeks ago. And so I moved my workout from that day to another. I wanted to say yes because obviously I wanted to see my friends and I love them, but I needed to negotiate with myself and my own schedule and be like, okay, how can I achieve that? So there is a level of boundary setting there. It's, my boundaries are my schedule. I'm like, if I have time on my schedule, I'll do it. If I don't, guess what? I'm not doing it. Or if it's like in a stressful time, I'm like, yeah, let's not. I probably won't do it because I don't want to stress myself out. I don't want it to be a whole thing. So I'm going to say no, but maybe offer another time. And so setting boundaries is very important because then you're not getting thrown into all these things because you said yes all the time. And you still have to be able to say no, but I will encourage saying yes more often. And that's where I'm at in my life. I feel like my life right now and this year has been themed around like spontaneous movement where, oh yeah, I'm going to do this because that sounds fun. Like a few weeks ago I went on a hike with my sister. It was right after work and I was like, "You know what? Like do you want to go to this hike?" And she was like, "Yeah, let's do it." And then we went from there to like a bar to get a drink and it was so fun. Like it was just so fun of like, you know what? Like we do have time to be doing these things. Like this is really fun, really awesome. We got outside. We even had our drink outside and like we left, whatever, got dinner. And it was so fun. It was like spontaneous things. And I think that's why I'm pushing this idea of like you don't need to be not fun to have like a locked in life. Like you can still live your life very fun, still do the fun things and still be locked in. You are only this free like once in your life, so take advantage of that because you don't have burdens yet, bro. Like you don't have burdens. And I'm not saying like kids are burdens, but like your future, like there's so many things that you have to go to in the future, I feel like. And it depends, I guess, on the route that you're taking in your life, but right now I'm like, wow, I have nothing that I'm committed to. So guess what? I'm going to do whatever I want and be happy because I made these decisions for myself. The boundaries I put in place is if I'm feeling drained, I'm not going. Like I don't want to put fake energy out just because I said I would. So yeah, I need to keep my energy good. I want people to enjoy my presence, not be saddened by it, if that makes sense. Another thing is, yeah, not letting things get in the way of my normal routine. So I have a very strict routine already. Pretty strict, I'd say. Like there's some leniency on that, but overall I do the same things in the morning and at night. Like I'm like, okay, this is exactly what I need to do. This is the order I do it. Perfect, work through it. Awesome. Amazing. I did it. Now I can do whatever I want. And I think as long as I stick to my routine, I'd be the best version of myself. Take my vitamins, take my whatever, go work out, and then I lock in. So, or I lock out in a way because I want to be with my friends or I want to do something like go to a coffee shop and I'm locked out a little bit because I'm like, well, I get to just chill. Awesome. But yeah, so I set boundaries that way. And I think it's going to look different for everybody, but I do think that as long as you're prioritizing what you need to get done and you get it done, you're fine. Like that's the general idea because you don't want to like lose your life because you're stuck living someone else's life or like writing so many yeses that you lose your own life. So still take control of your life. You are in control of your attitude and your decisions. So place boundaries around that and make sure that these things still align with who you are. You don't want to be like an idiot. Like I'm not saying go out every single freaking night, but I am saying like let yourself be free and have fun. Like there's definitely I'm still like anti this movement of like I don't want to go out like blah blah blah. I think there was like one thing it's like oh my future husband, do I want my future husband to think that I go out all the time? And I'm like, whatever, dude. Like, I don't want my future husband to be lame. Like, I really thought of that. And I was like, if my husband wasn't that way, what? And then, like, I think about the adults in my life, and there's been a few that were like, you shouldn't go out. Like, going out is stupid. You're not going to meet, like, the love of your life at a bar and all this other stuff. And, like, first off, that's not my goal to go to the bar. My goal to the bar is have fun with my friends. Like, never has it been to meet people. Like, why would I want to meet someone at a bar? But also, why would I need to limit my life because you think that's right when you're older than me? Usually it's people that are older than me that are telling me this. And I'm like, so you lived a lame life and now what? Like you got to stick up your butt and you're not happy. Like what? And then I talk to other adults, like my family friends, and they're like, make the moves, do this, do that, like, make mistakes and invite them. And I'm like, yeah, that's exactly the life I want to live. Like, I want to live a life where I do make mistakes and I learn from them because how would I grow as a person if I didn't make mistakes? And yeah, I'm not saying like I'm not doing anything illegal. I'm just saying like maybe I, got myself into a situationship that didn't benefit me in the long run. Mistake. Oops. Did I lose much? No, I didn't. And so it's like there, I went out and I had too many drinks. Mistake, probably in the morning, but also what's done is done. I'll learn the next time. Like, I don't think we're making enough, we're taking enough risks and making enough mistakes. I think that we do need to accept that that's going to happen in order for us to be happy and grown into who we want to be. You need to make mistakes. So make those mistakes. And it's not necessarily drinking related, it's literally any mistake that you can make. Like, I don't know, moving across the country, maybe you hated it and then you move back. Well, you tried it and that's wonderful. You made the mistake and you learned. Like, just accept more mistakes because nobody's perfect. And if you were perfect, your life will be so boring. Like, if you figured it out in your 20s, how boring would your life be? Like, really think about it. What stories are you going to tell your kids one day when they're in their 20s? Like, what did you do in your 20s? Like, I think about that because I'm like, wow, my journals are going to be fire. Like, my kids are going to be like, wow, she was actually really freaking cool. And that's my take. I'm like, I want my kids to know that I'm freaking awesome. Like, I want them to know that I had an interesting life. So, yeah, that's my take. To wrap this up in a pretty little bow, make mistakes. It doesn't matter. Don't live this clean girl aesthetic all the time. Like, I think you can be locked in and locked out at the same time and still be very happy and healthy. Like, coming from somebody like me who I go work out 4 times a week lifting, and then I walk every single day, and then I also bike, and I'll throw in some other random workouts every once in a while, like tennis or like you know fun workouts. Um, but I still go out. I still have fun. I still, sporadically go to coffee shops, or I, I drink too much caffeine. Whatever. Like, it's just part of life. You're going to make your mistakes and that's wonderful. And I think you should encourage that. You should encourage growth. You should encourage the fact that you're young and you should be making these mistakes. So that's what I encourage everybody to do. Encourage yourself to live a little bit more spontaneous because a boring and, monotonous life, it's just not fun. This is not fun, especially in your 20s. Like, let's live a little bit. Thank you so much for watching. Peace and love.